So, what happens if your business misses a single crucial legal notice? Imagine waking up one day to discover that your company has completely lost its good standing with the state. Or worse, it's been administratively dissolved. And all because one piece of mail went to the wrong address. It's a terrifying thought, right? But the good news is, it's entirely preventable. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going through the ultimate playbook for protecting your business and staying fully compliant in the state of Ohio. We are going to break down exactly how to change your registered agent address, keeping your business safe, secure, and running smoothly. All right, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The statutory agent role. 2. Ohio legal requirements. 3. The Form 521 filing process. 4. Avoiding common pitfalls. 5. Expert tips and FAQs. And 6. Maintaining active compliance.
Part 1. The statutory agent role.
Now, if you've done business out of state, you're probably pretty used to the phrase registered agent. But here in Ohio, the state officially uses the term statutory agent in their legal codes. Don't worry, though. They mean the exact same thing. This is the designated person or business entity who is legally authorized to receive official documents, tax notices, and service of process on behalf of your company. Basically, they're your business's official point of contact with the legal system.
I really cannot stress this enough. The stakes here are absolutely huge. These state regulations aren't just annoying bureaucratic red tape. This role is literally a protective shield for your business. If your statutory agent information is outdated, you risk missing a lawsuit. That means a default judgment could be entered against you without you even knowing it was happening. You could miss critical tax notices. The state can revoke your good standing, cancel your business registration, and they could even pierce the corporate veil, which basically means corporate officers could face personal liability.
Moving on to Part 2, Ohio legal requirements. So, what exactly does the state demand? Well, Ohio law is highly specific about who can actually serve in this role. First off, your statutory agent has to be either an individual who resides in Ohio or a business entity authorized to operate in the state. Second, they absolutely must have a physical street address within Ohio's borders. And finally, and this is a big one, to satisfy the constitutional standards of due process, the agent must be physically present and available at that address during standard business hours to accept hand-delivered legal notices.
Part 3. The Form 52 filing process.
Okay, good news here. The actual bureaucratic process is pretty straightforward and linear. It's basically just a 3-step journey. Step 1, you select a new agent that perfectly meets all those strict Ohio requirements we just talked about. Step 2, you complete the statutory agent update form, officially known as Form 521. You can knock this out online through the Ohio Business Central portal, or you can mail it in. And Step 3, you submit the form along with the required state filing fee. Easy, right? And this brilliantly illustrates the exact paperwork we're talking about, Form 521. It requires your entity's current information, the new agent's details, and crucially, an acceptance signature from that incoming agent. Honestly, it's designed to be super simple to remove that whole fear of abstract legal paperwork. You basically just check the box for what you're doing, in this case, box 2 for changing the address of an agent, fill in the blanks, and sign the whole shebang.
Let's talk numbers and timelines. The standard filing fee set by the Ohio Revised Code is a very reasonable $25 if you go the standard route. You're looking at a processing time of roughly 3 to 7 days. But if you're in an urgent bind, let's say you just realized your previous agent resigned and the clock is ticking, Ohio offers some tiered expedited options. For an extra $100, Level 1 processing gets it done in 2 business days. And for an extra $200, Level 2 processing pushes it through in just 1 single business day.
Part 4. Avoiding common pitfalls. Okay, this is where things often go off the rails for people. Getting the address format right. You absolutely, under no circumstances, can use a P.O. box. The state also explicitly bans the use of commercial mail receiving agencies, or CMRAs. Think of those private businesses that rent out mailboxes. Total no-go. The address has to be a verified physical street address, period. If you try to slide a P.O. box or a CMRA onto that form, it'll get rejected instantly. Now, if you're kicking it old school and mailing in a physical paper form instead of doing it online, you've got to watch out for a few major landmines. The state registry is incredibly strict about this. First up, the form must be completely typed out. Actually, scratch that. It doesn't just have to be typed. If you handwrite it, it's an automatic rejection. Second, it has to be printed single-sided on standard 8.5 by 11 paper. They systematically throw out double-sided forms. And finally, whatever you do, Do not forget the incoming agent's signature.
Part 5. Expert Tips and FAQs.
Now, you might be wondering, and this is an incredibly common question we hear all the time, hey, can I just serve as my own statutory agent and save a few bucks?
Well, the short answer is yes, as long as you're an Ohio resident with a physical street address. But you really need to consider the hidden costs here. By acting as your own agent, your personal address goes permanently on the public record. Think about that. Anyone can just look it up online, which is a massive loss of privacy if you work from home. Plus, you are legally ball and chain to be at that address during all standard business hours. If you take a sick day, go on vacation, or just step out for a coffee, and a process server shows up, you risk missing a critical delivery.
Here's another one that trips people up all the time. What is the actual timeline for registering an address modification?
Ohio law dictates that any updates to a statutory agent's name or address have to be officially registered within 30 days of the change. If the state catches wind that your agent is invalid or the address is wrong, they're going to hit you with a formal notice of failure to comply. From the exact date on that notice, you get a strict 30-day grace period to file Form 521. Miss that window, your business faces administrative cancellation. Seriously, guys, do not push your luck with these state deadlines.
Part 6. Maintaining active compliance.
So what's the ultimate solution? A lot of successful businesses find that the real game changer is simply hiring a professional commercial agent. For a pretty small annual fee, we're usually talking between $50 and $150, you get some massive practical perks. You get your privacy back because their address is the one on public record. You get totally reliable receipt of legal documents by trained pros who are literally always there during business hours. Plus, if your actual business office ever moves within the state, you don't even have to worry about constantly updating Form 521 because your commercial agent's address stays exactly the same on the state's end.
Just a quick heads up before we wrap up. The information we've covered in this explainer is accurate as of filming, but you know how it goes. Corporate compliance regulations can occasionally shift. So please make sure to consult a legal professional for personalized advice that fits your specific business circumstances, or if you want to check on any recent legislative changes.
I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on today. Is your business truly protected right this second? Or is there a single, outdated address sitting in some state database that is putting everything you've worked so incredibly hard to build at risk? Don't leave it to chance. Take 5 minutes today, check your entity's standing on the Ohio Secretary of State website, and make absolutely sure your statutory agent information is perfectly up to date. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, stay compliant out there.